Hello friends, welcome to the Star News channel. In this video I would like to send you the following content. Injury forces Finn Doublestar to focus on Euroglory. Meet Dana Finn, one of Ireland's biggest basketball prospects playing for Mayo. Ireland basketball international Dana Finn hopes she can follow European Championship gold with All-Ireland glory for Mayo ladies later this summer. For now though, the 21-year-old focuses her attentions on the court over the football pitch as the national side begin their European quest against Andorra in Cyprus tomorrow. She recently returned to sport following a hip flexor strain which occurred while training with both basketball and football sides after the game's COVID-enforced break. "I actually picked up an injury then from doing too much. I suppose this is the only time ever I had to kind of focus more on one," she said. "I was out for 4 weeks just getting over the injury. And coming back to both, it's such a high level, it just wouldn't be possible. I wouldn't want to pick up an injury before going to Europeans. I'm still in and around Mayo, and while Europeans is the main focus, when I come back from that hopefully we've got through the group stages and we've an All-Ireland on the cards." Dad and former Mayo footballer John Finn, who notably had his jaw broken in a 1985 All-Ireland semi-final, passed on the love of football to his daughter despite that ordeal. And although Mum Bernie, also an accomplished inter-county footballer, played some school basketball, Finn insists her love of the court was completely her own choice. Her sister Hazel discovered the sport in the same independent way and the pair trained together at home in their gym when restrictions brought training to a halt. Ireland women's coach James Weldon has also had to look to home for preparation. A clash with the U20 national side, their only Euros warm-up clash after a friendly with Austria was cancelled. Finn will earn her first senior championships cap alongside fellow debutante Rachel Huijsdens, who both enjoyed European underage success, earning silver at U18 and bronze at U20 level. The Newig student, who studies Spanish and geography, remains unfazed by the step up. "I wouldn't say it's huge. Like, I play senior football with Mayo and I went in there and I was just going 18. That was a kind of shock to the system, but then you get accustomed to it," she said. COVID restrictions have taken their toll on the tournament, forcing the players to stick to their hotel during the competition and causing final group opponents Norway to pull out. They haven't, however, dampened their ambitions. "The goal is to win gold at this tournament. That's our main goal and I think we can. I'm pretty confident." Such notions, in some eyes, may be considered as nothing more than a pipe dream, and understandably so. Familiarize yourself with the resume of Dana Finn, however, a 19-year-old who can transition seamlessly from the laminated flooring of a basketball arena to a gap pitch, and the notion isn't quite so far-fetched. Juggling sport and studies is difficult, no mind sports at an elite level. And yet, the Mayo dual star, currently studying at Newig Galway, is doing just that, but in two vastly contrasting disciplines. As another summer of sport beckons, Finn is preparing to throw herself into the midst of an unenviable juggling act, eyeing up the Under-20 European B Championships in Kosovo and the GA Championship campaign closer to home with Mayo. Not that it was ever planned that way. "It had never been my intention to go for trials or anything," recalls Finn when looking back on an unexpected call, nearly 18 months ago now. It was Peter Leahy, the new Mayo manager. "When the opportunity came up I said I'd go for it because it was a brilliant opportunity. And I never looked back." While Finn has developed quite the reputation as a central component in a young and developing Mayo squad, a commanding and athletic presence at midfield, since that call, a similar reputation had been sealed long ago on the basketball court. And this summer, once again, she will attempt to find the right balance as she captains the national side on the continent and helps Leahy plod a way back to the All-Ireland showpiece in Croke Park. Naturally, as with all sports, sacrifices must be made. But the sacrifice at the forefront of the Finn's mind is being unable to devote herself fully to both causes. I would love to give it 100% for Peter, as I would for basketball, but it's simply not possible. I hate missing out on training and that, but it has to be done when I'm trying to juggle both. But it is reassuring. I just take every day as it comes. I don't worry too much. Obviously, I might need to decide down the line. A pause mid-sentence suggests the obvious. It's a decision she hopes she'll never have to make. For now though, she's content ditching the worry by the curb. I just take it as it comes at the moment. I wouldn't worry too much because at least I have both, instead of just one. Anyway, her present life is a doddle compared to previous experiences, in her opinion at least. College life, to an extent, almost scaffolds her ambitions as an athlete. I'm so used to it, growing up in sport, and doing it during the Leaving Cert when it was probably the toughest. I knew what I was getting into, plus I have a lot more time between classes now to gym and, in the evening, to get away from assignments or whatever. This year, though, has probably been the toughest because weekends are like non-stop sport. I have my own routine, so I would plan a week ahead with gym and my training Wednesday and Friday, and then the weekends. So I try to get my work done in between those hours, in the morning, and in between lectures instead of going for coffee with the friends. With the Mayo side treading the waters of Division 1, and Oran Marmari outfit aiming for All-Ireland basketball glory and the European Championships looming in the distance, those weekends were always going to be lively. But as the league season has already pulled up for the year and having led her club to All-Ireland glory, producing an MVP performance at the National Basketball Arena in the process, Finn's attention is quickly turning to the national setup. The Irish under-20 team is coming up, so it's going to get hectic enough again, and there are going to be dates clashing, but hopefully I don't have too many this year. The Irish team are going to Kosovo for the European B Championships, so that will be the next goal. I'll be gone from the 2nd to the 11th of August. I don't know if anything will clash yet, but last year one missed the quarter-final against Galway because I only arrived home the day before. And obviously for the Mayo team, I'd like to be playing Croke Park and getting the chance to play in All-Ireland finals. We're where we want to be for now. For all the inimitable talent, the lure of opportunities from abroad never presented a strong enough pitch to pry her away from homeland ambitions. The Mayo talent, perhaps too occupied with keeping all types of balls in the air, is satisfied with the hefty workload closer to home. I'm only young yet, she says. I can see. I'd obviously love to play basketball in the Olympics with the senior women's team. To make the senior women's game would be my main ambition for basketball down the line in the next few years. When you're younger, you're just working towards where you want to be in the next few years, but the last few years have had an impact because I've been doing well, especially since the football has come along. You may think an unending list of commitments would lead a youngster towards considering a more flexible path. It's not even a consideration, for now, for the footballer come basketballer come juggler. Sport is my thing, I'd just be lost without it. Juggling it is for now then. Thank you for watching our videos. Subscribe to our channel to get notifications when we post newest videos. Thank you and goodbye.